Hello all, good afternoon. Welcome to Unacademy UPSC Articulate program. I am Shilpa Nagaraju. I will be taking you through last 1 year current affairs on art and culture. So this is lecture 6. So you can watch my previous videos, like and share the video, and also press the bell button for the further notifications and subscriptions. So just before we start the class, this is the basic announcements about the programs which is happening at Unacademy platform. You can follow my profile on Unacademy platform, Shilpa Nagaraju, where I will be taking current affairs roundup from morning 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll have my YouTube session on art and culture, current affairs on art and culture from 3 to 4. And from 4 to 5, you have my revision sessions on previous year questions, which will help for your prelims. So these are the basic happenings at Unacademy platform. There is UPSC CSE, the Great Learning Week, the first time ever offer, where you get Maha subscription extension till your mains, and you get you save 25% plus 10% off on your combo. 10 optional carnival will be launched on 16th June, where you can get benefit for your mains by choosing your optional. You get notes now in both Hindi and English. It will be between 10th and 16th June. You have the optional carnival which starts on 16th June. The top 10 optionals are given here: geography, anthropology, sociology, agriculture, history, Hindi literature, public administration, economy, PSIR and psychology. So please don't miss this optional carnival. Go for it because it will help for your mates. So don't miss this opportunity. So look at the combo prices which have been revealed. You can save big time on the combo, where you get 25% off with optional and 10% if you use my referral code. My referral code is ShilpaN10. You can use my referral code for any subscriptions or any packages, so that you will get 10% discount. You check out the slash in the prices, where you have GS plus optional just at 57,500 for 1 year, and see the 2 year and 3 year prices. This is valid for here 1 year subscription is valid till your mains 2022. 2 year subscription will be valid till mains 2023. So hurry up and get your subscription now. This will be applied for 1 year and above subscriptions. Use my code ShilpaN10 for additional 10% discount. So there is also weekly one-on-one personal mentoring program. This is India's best program to crack UPSC, and there are only limited seats, that is 100 only. You will have daily in-person doubt solving sessions. Also you have monthly AMA sessions with top educators. You have UPSC interview attended coaches guiding you. Also there is a community of high potential aspirants which will really make your chances very high. So look at the mentors who will be guiding you, those who have already appeared for UPSC interviews. So look at here, you have UPSC CSE Maha subscription offer, where you get extended subscription, where 1 year plan will be valid till mains 2022, 2 year plan will be valid till mains 2023. You can use my code ShilpaN10 and go for 10% discount too. The offer will be valid till June 16th. So if you have any financial crisis, you can go full loan for UPSC preparation on Unacademy, because finance should not stop you from achieving your dreams. This has zero processing fees, 0% interest rate, approval will be in 2 hours, there is no hidden charges, minimal paperwork with flexible tenures. You can apply for the loan here in the given link. Using the form in the description section, you can also apply here. There is UPSC CSE Ultimate Surprise, where you have books in Hindi and English, 20 books created by best UPSC experts. They are worth rupees 10,000. You will get with free with 1 year subscription and onwards. It has 100% syllabus completion, highly structured for ease of learning. This is created by the best UPSC experts. Previous year questions are included, and it is updated with current affairs. It is valid only on GS, Iconic and Combo subscriptions. So please don't miss this. And every Sunday at 11 AM you have Unacademy Combat Scholarship Test. This is a formula for success in UPSC CSE. You can win scholarships worth rupees 4 crore. 60 questions will be solved in 60 minutes. The tests are in Hindi and English. This is a free live test on Android. You can enroll now using my code ShilpaN10. So there are 1 year batches for UPSC CSE, which is starting on 16th June, which completes the syllabus With coverage for prelims come mains. There are live classes by top educators. NCRT plus prelims test series are there. You have 2-year batches for UPSC CSE, which is starting on 16th June, and there is also NCRT batches for UPSC CSE, which starts on 16th June. So don't miss this opportunity and go for it. And there is Phoenix revision batches for UPSC CSE, which is starting on 16th June. This is designed for learners preparing for CSE 2021. The course is designed for first 2 months for the mains focused and prelims revision, and the lastly full-fledged main revisions will be there. You also have mains prelims class plus mains test series. They have live classes by top educators. So it starts from 16 June. Why are you waiting? Go and subscribe now. You have Iconic Plus program. You have personal guidance, study planner, study material, experts guidelines, and test analysis in this Iconic Plus program. There are 2 types of subscription. One is plus subscription, the other one is Iconic subscription. Look at the tenures and the prices which suits your budget. You can go for that. Also you have UPSC CSE optional combo. You can pick your plan as per your convenience. So let's go with today's topic. So the first question is about Pampa River. This was in news, that's why I've took it as current affairs, art and culture based questions in current affairs. This is with reference to Pampa River. With reference to Pampa River, consider the following statements, and they've asked for correct statement. Pampa is the 3rd longest river in Kerala after Periyar and Bharatapuzha. So this is not the first longest river, but it is the 3rd longest river in Kerala. The first 2 are Periyar and Bharatapuzha. So these are the rivers, the top 3 rivers. The 3rd longest is Pampa. So this is the correct statement about Pampa River. Sabarimala, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva, is located on the banks of the river. See, Sabarimala temple was in news. That's why Pampa River was also in news. There was lot of pollution also happening in Pampa River. So it made this river in news because of 2 reasons. One is because of Sabarimala temple. The other one is due to pollution. So now you know Sabarimala temple is dedicated to Lord whom? Please answer in the comments. I will not tell you. It is not for Lord Shiva. It is Shiva's son. Isn't it? Now tell me which god it is dedicated to. In comments. You have to answer it in comments. Okay, I will not tell you. This is located on the banks of river Pampa. So this option is wrong because it is not dedicated to Lord Shiva. The river is also known as Dakshina Bhagirathi and river Baris. So this is also correct. So it is the 3rd longest river in Kerala after Periyar and Bharatapuzha. It is not Sabarimala temple, which is dedicated to Lord dash dash. I have given you the option. You have to comment it in the comment section. So it is located on the banks of river. It is not dedicated to Lord Shiva. The river is also known as Dakshina Bhagirathi and river Baris. So you remove the ones which has option 2 and you arrive at the answer, that is 1 and 3. Oh god, I have written here. So Pampa is the 3rd longest river in Kerala after Periyar and Bharatapuzha. So Sabarimala temple is dedicated to Lord Ayyappa. This temple is located on the banks of the river of Pampa. The river is also known as Dakshina Bhagirathi and river Baris. So please understand, it is dedicated to Lord Ayyappa. It was in news for 2 reasons, because of the Sabarimala temple issue, and the second thing is the pollution of Pampa river. So this is the first topic. Now let's go to the next topic, that is Ayodhya Mosque. Ayodhya Mosque was in news because there was a trust which has been set up to build a mosque in Ayodhya in line with the November 2019 order of the Supreme Court in the Rama Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title dispute case. So this is the plan. This is the plan of building of this mosque. Ayodhya Mosque ये design में बहुत elegant and modern way they have planned to build this Ayodhya Mosque. So it was a news because a trust has been set up to build a mosque in Ayodhya. This is in line with the Supreme Court judgment or Supreme Court order in November 2019, especially with respect to Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title dispute case. The trust has been named the Indo-Islamic Cultural Foundation. So the trust name is Indo-Islamic Cultural Foundation. There will be 15 members on the trust. On November 9th, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict on Babri Masjid case. According to this case, or the order of this case, it allowed the construction of a Ram temple at the site of the demolished Babri Masjid in Ayodhya, and it also ordered to hand over another 5-acre plot to the Uttar Pradesh Sunni Waqf Board for the mosque. So it says the place where there was demolition of the Ram temple और द डेमोलिश्ड बाबरी मस्जिद, द डेमोलिश्ड बाबरी मस्जिद के जगह में आप राम टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन की कर दीजिए, और एंड इट ऑल्सो ऑर्डर्ड दैट अनदर 5 acre of plot should be given to Uttar Pradesh Sunni Waqf Board for constructing the mosque. So this was in news. Accordingly, the Waqf Board has set up this trust. The name of the trust is Indo-Islamic Cultural Foundation. There will be 15 members on this trust. The Uttar Pradesh Sunni Central Waqf Board will be the founder trustee of the trust, while the secretary of the trust will also function as the official spokesperson. So this is about Ayodhya Mosque. Please remember that this Rama Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title dispute case had in fact caught the attention of whole world. So here it was in news now because a trust has been set up. Its name is Indo-Islamic Cultural Foundation. It will have 15 members on its board. There the Uttar Pradesh Sunni Central Waqf Board will be the founder trustee. The secretary will also act as its official chairperson. So now you should remember in 2019 the Supreme Court had given an order for this title dispute case. It said one thing: you can build Ram temple on the demolished area, and you should also give 5 acre plot to this construction of this mosque to the Uttar Pradesh Sunni Waqf Board. Okay? So this is about Ayodhya Mosque. Look at the elegant mosque structure they are planning to build. It's very beautiful and modern too. So the trust will build the mosque and other facilities for the benefit of the general public. It will provide community service to the local population, which includes medical and health facilities, community kitchen, and it will also act as a center to promote and highlight the Indo-Islamic cultural influences in the Indian society through a research facility, a museum, a library, and a publishing house. So this is about the mosque. I've discussed this. So the next topic is Nataraj or Natesha Murti. We had this Nataraja or Natesha Murti. So this is a rare late 9th century stone statue of Lord Shiva, which was stolen from a temple in Rajasthan and it was smuggled to the UK. It will be returned to the Archaeological Survey of India. So this is this Nataraja Murti. Look at the Nataraja Murti. This was actually a late 9th century stone statue. This is of Lord Shiva. Nataraja means Lord Shiva. This is late 9th century Lord Shiva statue. This was actually stolen from a temple in Rajasthan and it was smuggled to UK. This will be returned now to the Archaeological Survey of India. That's why it was in news. Now the stone Nataraja or Natesha Murti, this is in Chatura pose. Look at him. Look at the pose. It is in Chatura pose. This is not Tribhangi. This is Chatura pose. Chatura pose means your body will be like this. Both the knees are bent. In Tribhangi, you have this almost straight and the other leg will be bent. This is Tribhanga. This is actually Chatura pose. With Jata Mukuta and Trinetra. Trinetra means 3 eyes. Jata Mukuta. See here, the mukuta is in made of jata and almost 4 feet tall. It is a rare depiction of Lord Shiva in the Pratihara style. The Pratihara style is Gurjara Pratiharas who ruled the northwestern part of India and even central part of India. So this is a rare sandstone idol. It is originally from Ghateshwara temple at Baroli in Rajasthan. I already told you it is late 9th century stone statue of Lord Shiva. It is almost 4 feet. It is in Chatura pose with Jata Mukuta and Jata. Jata Mukuta means hair. The hairs are tied. The hairs are tied like a crown. The Jata. Jata means hair, and Trinetra, 3 eyes. It is a rare depiction of Lord Shiva, especially in the Gurjara Pratihara style. It is a rare sandstone idol. It has origin from Ghateshwara temple at Baroli in Rajasthan. So you should know something about the Pratihara Empire. The Gurjara Pratiharas, also known as the Pratihara Empire, they ruled much of northern India from the mid 7th to 11th century. So I already told you the northern part of India, like be it Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan and Gujarat and parts of Maharashtra. Back then they had ruled these parts of northern India, especially between mid 7th century and 11th century. They were instrumental in containing the Arab armies moving east of the Indus River. So I told you it is in the northwestern, so they claim themselves as Rajputs, and they stopped these Arab armies entering the east of Indus River. Nagabhatta I, he was a great ruler. He defeated the Arab army under Junaid and Tamim during the Caliphate campaigns in India. Gurjara Pratiharas are known for their sculptures, carved panels and open pavilion style temples. They are very much known for this sculpture, especially this Khajuraho temples. Khajuraho temples are known for their erotic sculptures. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The sculptures were too much intricate and they were of design. The beauty is about the carvings. They had carved panels. They had open pavilion types. Open pavilion means temple hota hai idhar. Ignore my drawing. So the pavilion will be open. There will be no enclosure here, and the temple will be open. There will be no enclosures, wall, nothing. Just an open pavilion will be there. The greatest development of their style of temple building was at Khajuraho, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now you can get a question like which rulers built this Khajuraho temples, which are the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Khajuraho temples are a group of temples. It has both Hindu elements and Jain elements. It is known for its erotic structures. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Style, and this is the contribution of Gurjara Pratiharas, the Pratihara Empire, which ruled the northern India from mid 7th to 11th century. So please remember, these Gurjara Empire, these people were the ones who contained the Arab armies moving towards the east of Indus River. So we came to Pratihara Empire because of this Nataraja Murti, because this was a 9th century Murti. It was actually stolen and smuggled to the United Kingdom. Now they have the pacts, the exchange pacts, and they are sending it back to Archaeological Survey of India. It has a Chatura pose and a Jata Mukuta. Jata Mukuta is the hairs which is tied like a crown, and Trinetra, that is 3 eyes. So it is almost 4 feet tall. It is a Pratihara style sculpture. It is made of rare sandstone. It is originally from Ghateshwara temple at Baroli in Rajasthan. So this is about that. Now there was this Gorkha soldiers who were in news. Here there is a pact, 1947 pact on Gorkha soldiers. This was in news now. Now what is this 1947 pact on Gorkha soldiers? So let's see here why this was in news. Recently, the foreign minister of Nepal said the 1947 agreement among India, Nepal and United Kingdom deals with the military service of Gorkha soldiers has become redundant. So now this foreign minister of Nepal has said this 1947 pact, which was on this Gorkha soldiers, this was signed between India, Nepal and the United Kingdom. This deals with the military service of the Gorkha soldiers. Now it has become redundant. So that's why this becomes a current affairs news. Now what happened here? What is the background? Following the Anglo-Nepalese war in 1814 and 16, the British decided to recruit the Gorkha soldiers in 1815. So there was a war between 1814 and 16 between the English or the British East India Company and the Nepalese. Nepalese means the Kingdom of Nepal. So they too had the war between 1814 and 16, and then the British decided to recruit these Gorkha soldiers in 1815. After India's independence, in 1947, the question of allotting the 10 regiments of Gorkha soldiers was settled by the Britain-India-Nepal tripartite agreement. So, see, there were recruitment happening in 1815 onwards after this Anglo-Nepalese war. So, when they were recruiting, there was 10 regiments of Gorkha soldiers. There was 10 regiments of Gorkha soldiers by 1947 when India got independence. So, there was a tripartite agreement which was settled by Britain, India and Nepal. What did this agreement say? It divided the Gorkha regiments, which was 10 in number, of the British Empire between India and the United Kingdom. So, the 10 Gorkha regiments which was there in 1947, it was divided between United Kingdom and India. It also assured the Gorkha soldiers of Nepal, while serving in the British military, will draw perks and privileges equivalent to their counterparts. So, one thing, they divided them into United Kingdom and India. The 10 was divided, the 10 regiments was divided between United Kingdom and India. And also they said, they assured the Gorkha soldiers of Nepal, while serving the British military, they will draw the perks and privileges which will be equivalent to their counterparts. For some time now, the Gorkha veterans have been alleging that the UK has been discriminating against them. So there has been allegement from this veterans, Gorkha veterans. They say that they have discrimination feeling against them by the United Kingdom. The objection from Nepal regarding the Gorkhas serving in the Indian military has been heard more prominently in the recent months in the backdrop of the Nepal-India territorial dispute over the Kala-Pani region. So now you see, you have already read about the Kala-Pani issue, right? Now, with this Kala-Pani issue, the territorial dispute between India and Nepal, this voice of this Nepal Gorkha soldiers who are serving in the Indian military has been heard more prominently. That's why the foreign minister said this is now redundant. And also the Gorkha veterans are telling they are facing the discriminations from the United Kingdom. So please understand, this was a 1947 pact. This was tripartite agreement between India, Nepal and United Kingdom. After this Anglo-Nepalese war in 1814-16, they started recruiting these Gorkha soldiers from 1815 onwards. Until 1947, there were nearly 10 Gorkha regiments. When in 1947, what they did this tripartite agreement and they divided these regiments between between India and the United Kingdom. Also, they said you will get the perks and privileges equivalent to your counterparts. Now, what has happened due to this Kala-Pani issue between India and Nepal? The Gorkhan soldiers are telling that we are discriminated by the United Kingdom, and their voices are most heard now because of this Kala-Pani region dispute. The Kala-Pani region dispute is between India and Nepal. Please don't forget. So let's see for the next. Nepal. Now what has Nepal done? The Nepal has returned to the United Kingdom to review the engagement with London to secure the prospects of the Gorkha soldiers. Also, Nepal is planning to terminate this 1947 agreement. Currently, the Gorkhas comprises around 3% of the British Army, and in 2015, they completed 200 years of service there. Regarded as fierce and loyal, Gorkhas are held in high esteem in the British Army. They are enlisted not only in the infantry but also in the engineering corps and as logisticians. Their signature weapons, the kukri, famous for the inwardly curved shape of its blade and its legendary utility, forms part of the Gorkha regimental insignia in Britain as well as in India. Queen Elizabeth II of Britain is guarded by the two personal Gorkha officers. She is personally guarded by the Gorkha officers. Look at the importance. They are fierce and loyal. The Indian Army Chief is granted the honorary post of a general in Nepal Army. So look at it. In the Nepal Army, you have the Indian Army Chief is granted the honorary post of a general in the Nepal Army. So this is about the pact and the Gorkha soldiers. Please remember, the two personal Gorkha officers are guarding Queen Elizabeth II of Britain. And also, Indian Army Chief is granted honorary post of a general in the Nepal Army. So let's see next about Mandarin language. It was actually removed from the curriculum in India, so that's why it was in news. Now let's see what is this Mandarin language all about. It originated in North China, and most Mandarin dialects are found in the north, not in North India. It is in North China. So this, they have asked for correct statement. One is correct. Mandarin is by far the largest of the 7 of the 10 Chinese dialect groups. It is spoken by 70% of all Chinese speakers over a large geographical area. This is also correct. You can eliminate option C. It is also used as one of the working languages of the United Nations. Yes, it is correct. It is actually D. It was actually removed from the curriculum, so from India, so that's why it is in news. It actually originated in North China, and most Mandarin dialects are found in the north of China. It is by far the largest of the 7 or 10 Chinese dialect groups. It is spoken by almost 70% of all Chinese speakers over a large geographical area. It is also used as one of the working languages of the United Nations. So please know the other working languages of the United Nations. Which are the working languages of United Nations? You can write down in the comment section. So which are the working languages of the United Nations? One I have told, that is Mandarin language. So which are the other languages? Please mention in the comment box. Next, let's go to the Aravalli region. I hope you all know where is the Aravalli region. Now what are these ladies doing here? What are these ladies doing here? See, it was in news because on the eve of Raksha Bandhan, using leaf vines, women and children, they tied symbolic Rakhi to the trees and took an oath to protect the Aravalli forests that are the lifeline for clean air and water in the Gurugram and National Capital Region. So on the eve of Raksha Bandhan, women and children, they used the leaf vines, they tied a symbolic Rakhi to the trees, they took an oath to protect this Aravalli forests, which are the lifeline for clean air and water in Gurugram and National Capital Region, Delhi. So this is an initiative like a conservation efforts by women and children here in the Aravalli region. By tying Rakhis, a symbolic Rakhi, they are taking an oath that I am going to protect this Aravalli region. Look at here, the Aravalli forests are the lifeline for clean air and water in Gurugram and the National Capital Region. The degradation of the Aravallis threatens Gurugram and National Capital Region's water security. Since this is a lifeline for not only clean air, but it also it also helps in water security of this Gurugram and National Capital Region. High levels of natural cracks and fissures in the Aravalli Hills makes this mountain range a superior zone for recharging groundwater. This is in the red zone at this point in time, as extraction is several folds more than what is put back into the ground. So remember, there are high levels of natural cracks and fissures in this Aravalli Hills. This makes the mountain range a superior zone for recharging the groundwater. Now this has been in red zone because the extraction is several folds more than how much you are giving back. That's why it is in red zone. They are aligned in the northeast southwest direction. Northeast and southwest direction. It is like this. It is in this direction. It runs between Delhi and Palanpur in Gujarat. See, Delhi to Gujarat. It runs northeast and southwest. So it is between Delhi and Palanpur in Gujarat. The highest peak is Guru Shikhar, which is at 1722 meters, which is 5650 feet. They are one of the oldest fold mountains of the world and the oldest in India. So the highest peak here is Guru Shikhar, which is at 1722 meters. It is one of the oldest fold mountains of the world and the oldest in India. According to some geographers, one branch of the Aravallis extends to the Lakshadweep archipelago through the Gulf of Kambat and the other into the Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka region. So please remember, one branch of Aravallis goes to the Lakshadweep archipelago through the Gulf of Kambat, and the other one into Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Okay, so this is according to the geography. So please remember, on the eve of Raksha Bandhan, they have tied the symbolic Rakhi and took an oath to protect the Aravalli forests, which are the lifeline for clean air and water in the Gurugram and National Capital region. It is also protecting the region's water security because it has high levels of natural cracks and fissures in the Aravalli hills, and this makes the mountain range a superior zone for recharging groundwater. Now it is at red zone because the extraction is several folds more than how much you are giving back, and it is aligned in northeast direction and southwest direction. This is between Delhi and Gujarat, and the highest peak is Guru Shikhar, which is at 1722 meters. They are one of the oldest fold mountains of the world, and it's oldest in India. Some geographers say one branch here goes to the Lakshadweep Islands, the other one goes to Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. This is what they say. So this is about Aravallis. At the southwest extremity, the range rises to 1000 meters. Here Mount Abu, a small hilly block, is separated from the main range by the valley of Banas. Pipli Ghat, Diver, Desuri passes allow the movements by roads and railways. The Aravalli range joins two of the ancient Earth's crust segments that make up the Greater Indian Craton, that is Aravalli Craton and Bundelkhand Craton. They have two different cratons. It actually joins two of these cratons, that is Aravalli Craton and the Bundelkhand region. It is in the north of Madhya Pradesh, and it also borders Uttar Pradesh and Bihar region. Three major rivers and their tributaries flow from the Aravallis. One is Banas, the other one is Sahibi rivers, which are tributaries of Yamuna. Please remember, Banas and Sahibi rivers, they originate from Aravalli and they are the tributaries of Yamuna. Yamuna is a tributary or the main tributary of Ganges. Where does it join Ganges? I have already told you in the current affairs session. Please tell me, where does Yamuna join Ganges? As well as Luni river, which flows into the run of Kutch. So please, I've told about Luni river also. Please remember about this. It has a lot of salinity also. So please remember, Luni river also originates from Aravalli. This flows into run of Kutch, and you should remember two rivers, that is Banas and Sahibi. They are tributaries of Yamuna. Yamuna is the main tributary of Ganges. Hope there is no doubts here. Look at one important point here. There is Great Green Wall of Aravallis. This is 1600 km long and 5 km wide green ecological corridor along Aravalli range from Gujarat to Delhi. So this is about Great Green Wall of Aravalli. This is actually 1600 km long. It is 5 km wide. It is a green ecological corridor. This is along the Aravalli range. This comes from Gujarat to Delhi. You already know the Aravalli ranges from Delhi to Gujarat here. Also, the geographers say there is one branch which is going to Lakshadweep, the other one is going to Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So we don't know how much facts are lying over there. So please remember the three rivers, Luni river, Banas and Sahibi. Banas and Sahibi are the tributaries of Yamuna, and Luni rivers flows into run of Kutch. Also remember, Mount Abu is in this Aravallis, and also the highest peak is Guru Shikhar. This is about Aravallis. So now we have to speak about this Nagara style of temple architecture. I've already covered in my sessions about Nagara style of temple architecture. You can consider the following statement, and they've asked for correct statement. The Nagara style of temple architecture is found in northern India. It is not in, is it in northern India or southern India? Please tell me. Okay, yes, it is in northern India. So you can eliminate the option B. In the Nagara style, the temple is generally constructed on an upraised platform called Jagati. Mantapas are present in the Mantapas are present in the form of Garbhagriha. The Nagara style does usually have an elaborate boundary walls or gateways. So this is not correct. I already told you, Pratihara style they don't have elaborate boundaries or gateways. So this is wrong. So this is option A. So see why this was in news, because the grand temple at Rama Janmabhoomi, we already saw the the masjid which has to be constructed in Ayodhya. Now this was also in news, the grand temple at Rama Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya. This will follow the Nagara style of temple architecture. So that's why it was in news. Please remember, the grand temple which is planned to be constructed at Rama Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya will follow the Nagara style of temple architecture. The Nagara style of temple architecture is found in northern India and not in southern India. The Pratihara style of architecture we saw in Khajuraho. This is also in Nagara style. In the Nagara style, the temple is generally constructed on an upraised platform called Jagati. There will be an upraised platform. There is an upraised platform. This is called Jagati. This is called Jagati. And the mantapas are present in form of in the front of Garbha Griha. So say this is Garbha Griha. This is the place where the principal deity is placed, and in front of this you have the mantapa where people assemble and they perform or they do meditation or they pray. They are adorned with shikara. They are adorned with shikara, the tallest one being above the Garbhagriha. I told you this is a Garbhagriha and there will be a shikara on this Garbhagriha. If there are many shikaras, the tallest one will be having above the Garbhagriha. You can distinguish like that. If there are 2-3 shikaras, the tallest one will be definitely under the Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha is the place where you place the principal deity of the temple. The Nagara style doesn't usually have elaborate boundary walls or gateways like in southern or the Dravidian style of architecture. In the southern style, you have elaborate boundary walls or gateways around the temples. Generally, there is no water tank. In Dravidian style of architecture, they call this water tank as Pushkarani or the tank or the water tank where you go Kalyani. Pushkarani or Kalyani, there you go take the bath or take wash your legs or wash your hands, wash yourself and go to the temple premises, and the Pradakshina Pata is covered. There is nothing like that in the Nagara style of architecture. No water tank, no elaborate boundary walls or no gateways, and there is no Pradakshina Pata. The Garbhagriha is always located directly under the tallest tower. So the tallest tower के अंदर ही ये Garbhagriha होता है. And please remember, the mantapas are in front of Garbhagriha and they are generally constructed on this upraised platform, that is Jagati, and mantapas are in front of Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha के ऊपर जो होता है shikara, that will be the tallest in the temple. There is no elaborate boundary walls, there is no gateways, there is no water tank. The Pushkarani or Kalyani is absent in the temple premises of northern India or the Nagara style of temple architecture. There is also no Pradakshina Pata. Please remember, Garbhagriha is always located directly under the tallest tower. So look at the Nagara architecture here. The Shikara here, 161 feet. The Garbhagriha, Kudu Mantapa, Nritya Mantapa, where you will have this dance, and all Ranga Mantapa. Look at the raised platforms, Jagati. The mantapas are in front of Garbhagriha, isn't it? So the style is Nagara, number of domes is 5 domes. So see, the basic form of Hindu temple contains the following architectural elements. The Garbhagriha is the small room where the principal deity or the deities of the temple reside. This is the Garbhagriha. Under this you have a principal deity placed or reside. Mandapa, the portico or hall at the entrance of the temple, generally designed to house a large number of people. See, just when you go to temple, you just don't enter into the Garbhagriha, right? You have to see, you have to go assemble, pray and all. So this will happen in the portico or the hall, and this portico or hall is known as Mantapa. You have the Shikara, the mountain-like spire, which can have different shapes from pyramidical to curvy linear. This is the Shikara. It can be in different shapes. It can be pyramid or it can be some curvy linear structure. You have the Vahana. Vahana is nothing but the mount or vehicle of the main deity, which is placed generally in line of sight from the Garbhagriha. So if there is a Garbhagriha here, and the deity is placed here, there will be a mount which will be directly in sight with the god. So Nagara schools is further subdivided into different schools based on the regions like Odisha, that is Kalinga style of architecture, Pratihara style in Khajuraho, Solanki style in Gujarat. So these are all the styles of Nagara architecture itself, but they, due to the different regions, they have some classifications or divisions of different schools. Odisha, Kalinga style of architecture, Khajuraho is the Pratihara style of architecture, and Solanki dynasty in the Gujarat area. So hope this is clear with you. So next we'll talk about Pokkali rice variety. See here, this Pokkali rice variety was in news, so that's why I've taken this news. This is under the GI tag, that's why I took it in art and culture. So this Pokkali rice variety was in news. Look at the variety here. The Pokkali rice and the value added products made out of Pokkali rice have special taste and cooking qualities, and they have medicinal properties. That's why they have this GI tag. Okay, the Pokkali rice variety of rice is known for its salt water resistance and flourishes in the rice paddies of coastal Kerala districts. So it is known for its salt water resistance properties. It is usually grown in the paddy fields of coastal Kerala districts, and it really has good medicinal properties. The uniqueness of the rice has brought it to the geographical indication tag, and it is the subject of continuing research because it resists, it has this salt water resistance. It grows in the coastal areas. That's why it is a subject of continuing research. The organically grown Pokkali is famed for its peculiar taste and its high protein content. It has high protein content in it, and it has a peculiar taste. Its resistance to salinity is remarkable. This rice is cultivated from June to early November when the salinity level of the water in the fields is low. The prawn seedlings which swim in from the sea and the backwaters after the rice harvest feed on the leftovers of the harvested crop. The rice crop, which get no other fertilizer or manure, draw nutrients from the prawn's excrement and other remnants. So please remember, there is also prawns excrements. Am I seen? There is some network issues. Okay, hope I am seen. Okay, now this rice crop has no other fertilizer or manure. They draw nutrients from prawns excrement and other remnants. So there is no actually other artificial fertilizers added here, and it has remarkable salt water resistance. It is famed for its peculiar taste, and it's also high protein content. It has a GI tag. It grows in the coastal regions of Kerala. The prawn seedlings which swim in from the sea and backwaters after the rice harvest feed on the leftovers of this harvested crops. There is also no fertilizer or manure added. It draws nutrients from the prawn's excrement and other remnants. So please remember about this rice. Pokkali rice variety is from Kerala, and they are grown in the rice paddies of the coastal Kerala districts. It has high salt water resistance. So look at another kind of rice, that is basmati rice. Now why this was in news? Because Madhya Pradesh, amidst Madhya Pradesh government's push for the geographical indication tag for basmati rice, Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh has written to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking his personal intervention against allowing this in the larger interest of Punjab and other states which are already basmati GI tagged. So this was the news. Apart from Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Delhi, Western Uttar Pradesh and select districts of Jammu and Kashmir have GI tagging for basmati. The Chief Minister said India exported basmati to the tune of 33,000 crore every year. So it is a great foreign export from India, and it has worldwide recognition. Any dilution in registration may give advantage to Pakistan, which also produces basmati as per the GI tagging in the international market in terms of basmati characteristics and quality parameters. This is the reason why he has gone for personal intervention from the Prime Minister. So basmati is a variety of long, slender grained aromatic rice. This is traditionally grown in India. Look at it. It has long grains, slender ones, and they are aromatic. They are traditionally grown in India. It is also grown in Pakistan. In 2018-19, India accounted for 65% of international trade in basmati rice. According to Indian government agency APIDA, a rice variety is eligible to be called basmati if it has a minimum average pre-cooked milled rice length of 6.61 millimeter, average pre-cooked milled rice breadth of up to 2 millimeter, among other parameters. There are some parameters by APIDA means the rice length should be 6.61 millimeter, average pre-cooked milled rice should be of a breadth of 2 millimeter, among other parameters too. India accounts for over 70% of world's basmati rice production. According to Canadian Diabetes Association, basmati, brown, wild, short and long grain rice has medium glycemic index, that is between 56 and 69. So it has medium glycemic index opposed to the jasmine and instant white rice with a glycemic index of 89, thus making it more suitable for diabetics as compared to certain other grains and products made from white flour. So it has medium glycemic index and it is also suitable for the diabetic patients, because this jasmine rice and instant white rice, it has more glycemic index, that is like 89 and all. It is not suitable for diabetics. So please understand that India accounts for nearly 70% of world's basmati rice production and 65% of international trade in basmati rice is from India. It is a long, slender grained aromatic rice. This is traditionally grown in India. So let's go to the next topic, that is Abanindranath Tagore. We should speak, he was in news. Abanindranath Tagore was in news. Now they've asked for correct statement. Abanindranath Tagore is the son of Rabindranath Tagore. He is not the son, he is the nephew. So remove the option statement 1, you will get the option B as the answer. He was one of the most prominent artists of Bengal School of Art in India. So he was the most prominent artist of Bengal School of Art in India. Yes, it is correct. He first created the Indian Society of Oriental Art and later went on to establish the Bengal School of Art. So he is not the son of Rabindranath Tagore, but he is the nephew of Rabindranath Tagore. He was one of the most prominent artists of Bengal School of Art in India. And he first created the Indian Society of Oriental Art and later went on to establish the Bengal School of Art. So he was in news because the National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi, it is organizing the virtual tour titled The Great Maestro Abanindranath Tagore. They wanted to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Abanindranath Tagore on 7th August 2020. Abanindranath Tagore is the nephew of Rabindranath Tagore. He is one of the most prominent artists of Bengal School of Art in India. He was the first major supporter of Swadeshi values in Indian art. He first created the Indian Society of Oriental Art and later went on to establish the Bengal School of Art. He believed that Indian art and its art forms gave importance to spirituality as opposed to the West, which stressed on materialism, thus rejecting it. His idea of modernizing Mughal and Rajput paintings eventually gave rise to modern Indian painting, which took birth at his Bengal School of Art. Most of his works revolved around Hindu philosophy. In his later works, Abanindranath started integrating Chinese and Japanese calligraphic traditions into his style. The intention behind this move was to construct an amalgamation of the modern Pan-Asian artistic tradition and the common elements of Eastern artistic and spiritual tradition. So please remember, he was the main supporter of Swadeshi ideas or Swadeshi values in Indian art. So he was one of the prominent artists of Bengal School of Art. He is the nephew of Rabindranath Tagore. This is the 150th birth anniversary of him. He was a great painter. He actually created the Indian Society of Oriental Art Okay, and then he believed that Indian art and its art forms gave importance to spirituality as opposed to the West, because Western art, it stressed on the materialism, but Indian art or Oriental art, it's stressed on spirituality. So his idea of modernizing Mughal and Rajput paintings eventually gave rise to modern Indian painting. This took birth in at its Bengal School of Art. So National Handloom Day was in news because the 6th edition of National Handloom Day was to be celebrated on 7th August. The first National Handloom Day was organized in 2015. So this is the 6th edition of National Handloom Day. It is to be celebrated on 7th August. The first was organized in 2015. This day is celebrated on August 7 as a way to commemorate the Swadeshi movement. So they celebrated on August 7th because they wanted to commemorate the Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement was officially proclaimed on August 7th on 1905 at Calcutta Town Hall in Bengal. So this was the day when they officially proclaimed the Swadeshi movement. The movement had been launched in 1905 on the same date, and now it is used to create awareness and acceptance towards the sector and their exquisite work. So this is about National Handloom Day. This was celebrated on August 7th, the day where Swadeshi movement was officially proclaimed in 1905 in the Calcutta Town Hall in Bengal, because it was this movement was launched in 1905 on the same date, and today it is observed as National Handloom Day to create awareness and acceptance towards the handloom sector and the exquisite work of India. So let's go and salute Pingali Venkaya. Now you might be wondering, who is this Pingali Venkaya? See, it was his birth anniversary on 2nd August. He was born on 2nd August 1876 in Andhra Pradesh. He was also known as Janda Venkaya. Pingali Venkaya was a freedom fighter and the designer of Indian national tricolour flag. The national flag that we see today was based upon its design. Between 1918 and 1921, Venkaya raised the issue of having an own flag in every session of the Congress. Back then, he was working as a lecturer in the Andhra National College in Machilipatnam. So he met Mahatma once again in Vijayawada. He showed him his publication with the various designs of the flag. Acknowledging the need for a national flag, Gandhi then asked Venkaya to design a fresh one at the Indian National Congress meeting in 1921. Initially, Venkaya came up with the saffron and green colors, but it later evolved with a spinning wheel at the center and the third color white. The national flag was officially adopted by the Indian National Congress in 1931. This was the officially adopted flag design in 1931. So it was his birth anniversary on 2nd August. He was born on 2nd August 1876 in Andhra Pradesh. He is also known as Janda Venkaya. Pingali Venkaya was a freedom fighter. He was the designer of the Indian national tricolour. The national flag we see today is based on his designs. Except the spinning wheel, we have the Ashoka Chakra. So between 1918 and 21, Venkaya was the one who raised the issue of having one own flag in every session of Indian National Congress. And he was working, when he was raising this issue, he was working as a lecturer in the Andhra National College in Machilipatnam. So he met Mahatma Gandhi once again in Vijayawada. He showed his publication and various designs of the flag to Mahatma Gandhi. So acknowledging the need for national flag, Gandhiji said, Venkaya, please design one fresh one for the Indian National Congress session in 1921. And there they came up, Venkaya came up with the saffron and green colors. Then later he evolved with the spinning wheel at the center and the third color white. So it was officially adopted by the Indian National Congress in 1931. So this is about Pingali Venkaya, the flag, the Indian national flag which we salute and see today. It is the contribution of Pingali Venkaya. Now what is this Loya Jirga? It was a news because it is a mass national gathering that brings together representatives from the various ethnic, religious and tribal community in Afghanistan. It is highly respected, centuries-old consultative body that has been convened at times of national crisis or to settle national issues. So this is Loya Jirga. It is a mass national gathering. It has brought together representatives from various ethnic, religious and tribal communities, especially in Afghanistan. They are highly respected, centuries-old consultative bodies, and they are actually convened at times of national crisis or to settle any national issues. According to the Afghan constitution, a Loya Jirga is considered the highest expression of the Afghan people. It is not an official decision-making body and the decisions are also not legally binding. A 3-day Loya Jirga Grand Assembly has been called in Afghanistan to decide on freeing about 400 Taliban fighters who were convicted for serious crimes including murder and abduction. So this is actually a mass gathering. It has many representatives from ethnic, religious and tribal communities in Afghanistan. This is actually a century-old consultative body. They convene when there is national issue to be settled or some crisis happens in Afghanistan. So now this is also written in the Afghan constitution. It is the highest expression of the Afghan people. But this is not an official decision making body and the decisions which are taken in this Loya Jirga are also not legally binding. So it was called like last year. So that's why it was in news. They wanted to decide on freeing about 400 Taliban fighters who are convicted for serious crimes including the murder and abduction. So that's why it was in news. Now let's see the last topic for the day, that is Quit India movement. Now why this was in news? Because it was 78th anniversary of Quit India movement, which was observed on August 8th, 2020. August 8th is also celebrated in India as August Kranti Din. It is also known as August Kranti Din. The Second World War had started in 1939 and Japan, which was part of the Axis powers that were opposed to the British in the war, were gaining onto the northeastern frontiers of India. The British had abandoned their territories in the Southeast Asia and had left their population in the lurch. So this act did not garner much faith among the Indian population because they left these people in lurch in the Southeast Asia. So this did not garner much faith among the Indian population, who had doubts about the British ability to defend India against Axis aggression. Gandhi also believed that if British left India, Japan would not have enough reason to invade India. So what had happened? The Second World War was happening. It was started in 1939. Japan was part of Axis powers. They were gaining from the northeast frontiers of India. They had already captured Southeast Asia, where Britain had left the population in lurch. Now they were marching towards India. So Gandhiji and others, they believed had British people left India, there was no reason for Japan to attack India. Apart from hearing news about British setbacks in the war, the wartime difficulties such as high prices of essential commodities fostered the resentment against the British government. The failure of the Cripps mission, yesterday we spoke about the Cripps mission, to guarantee any kind of constitutional remedy to India's problems also led the INC calling for a mass civil disobedience movement. After the failures of Cripps mission, Gandhiji gave a call, do or die, in a speech which was delivered in Goalia Tank Maidan, Bombay. Now what was the Quit India resolution? The provisions of the movement? They wanted immediate end to the British rule over India, declaration of the commitment of free India to defend itself against all kinds of imperialism and fascism, formation of a provincial government of India after the British withdrawal, sanctioning a civil disobedience movement against British rule. These were the provisions. One, immediate end to British rule over India, declaration of the commitment of free India to defend itself against all kinds of imperialism and fascism, formation of a provisional government of India after British withdrawal, sanctioning a civil disobedience movement against British rule, Gandhi's instructions to various sections of the public, government servants, do not resign your job but proclaim loyalty to the INC, soldiers, be with the army but refrain from firing on the compatriots, peasants, pay the agreed upon rent if the landlords are anti-government, if they are pro-government, do not pay the rent. Students can leave the studies if they are confident enough. Princes support the people and accept the sovereignty of them. People of the princely states support the ruler only if his anti-government declare themselves as part of Indian nation. This were the Gandhi's instructions. Government servants do not resign but proclaim loyalty to INC. Soldiers be with the army but refrain from firing the compatriots. Peasants pay the rent which is agreed upon if the zamindars are anti-government, do not pay if they are pro-government. Students can leave studies if they are confident. Princes support the people, accept the people's sovereignty. People of the princely state support the ruler if he is anti-government, do not support if he is pro-government. The impact. Several national leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Abul Kalam Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were arrested here. The Congress was declared unlawful association. Leaders were arrested and its offices all over country were raided and their funds were frozen. The first half of the government was peaceful with demonstrations and processions. The peaceful protest was carried till Mahatma Gandhi's release. The second half of the movement was violent with raids, setting fire at post offices, governments, buildings and railway stations. Lord Linlithgow adopted the policy of violence. This is the most violent movement of India's freedom struggle. The Viceroy's Council of Muslims, Communist parties and Americans, they supported the Britishers. So please follow my classes which will happen from 3 to 4 for current affairs, news on art and culture, and you can follow my schedule in Unacademy platform. Thank you so much. Like and share the video and also press the bell button for notifications and subscriptions. Thank you so much.